Welcome!
Nice t-shirt, man. It's totally appropriate.
But the Superman is tired.
Let's go.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum.
All right, porters, they sort of have the right of way. So anytime you see porters coming and you hear them coming up behind you, move over, let them pass, because these guys, that's their job, and that's like a highway. They're the semis on that trail, so they need to be...
There are a lot of strong leaders in an expedition. Maybe they're very strong personalities within their community. People look up to them. Maybe those are the types of people that tend to want to climb Mount Everest because they think that's a challenge next for them. The people that find themselves to be strong leaders will almost sort of step in and sort of be an assistant for me. They'll keep their extra eyes for me out on the mountain because I can't be everywhere at the same time, and my Sherpas aren't always everywhere at the same time, and my other guides aren't. They'll tend to see people that aren't very strong in leadership, and they'll help them along as well.
If I think of a leader, right, I think of two qualities. One, you should have the ability to inspire. And two, if you had to get things done, you also have the ability to execute and get things done.
You'll generally hear two kinds of things, like smart and gets things done, right? So Kuntal definitely has the smart part and has the get things done part as well. Smart without get things done means people just fantasize about what things could do. Somebody who just gets things done but isn't smart does the wrong thing and creates messes that other people have to clean up. I think it was really when he had to go off back to Mumbai on his own and create his own organization that you really saw that drive, where he really had to go out into the unknown. He'd never negotiated a real estate deal. He had to go do that. And yes, lots of people do real estate and it's not exciting. Climbing mountains is much more exciting. But again, it was a new situation for him and he conquered it.
You know, you can call it leadership. You know, I think that for people who are leaders, it's just naturally who they are. I don't think they think about being leaders. They're just doing what they do.
This will be my 14th trip to Mount Everest. I've only summited once, and I was lucky enough to get to the top just because usually my role isn't so much to be the lead guide out on front with people to get to the summit, because my role is quite huge. I have to take care of a lot of responsibilities throughout all the expedition. And when I got on the summit, I had only maybe about 5 minutes to get a couple of quick photos, and I had a radio call from one of my members at the South Summit who was running into problems with fatigue, no water, and hungry. And we spent 36 hours above the South Col getting him down to the South Col. We had no oxygen, we had no water, we had no food. Then he got violent partway through the rescue as far as punching at us, and was kicking at me with his crampons, so I had to take his crampons off and tie his feet together. Obviously a lack of oxygen was messing with him, so he was just getting a bit, out of control. I'd been talking to Becky by satellite. All she kept saying was, "Don't be a Rob Hall." So in 1996 there was a big tragedy on Mount Everest that Rob Hall was a friend of mine who disappeared on the mountain from rescuing one of his clients.
You only should bring like 2 kgs of comfort food, and I already had like 10 kgs of comfort food. I don't think Tim would be happy about that.
Kuntal, did you bring an iPad or iPod?
I did not. Generally don't listen to music on the mountain. But I do have a netbook, and it is full of movies. Movies like Lord of the Rings and Shawshank Redemption, Silence of the Lambs, one of my favorite movies.
His mom used to say that whenever any horror movie will come up on the television, he will tuck himself in the blanket and not allow others to see as well. And he was very scared of horror movies. Nowadays, he would sit and watch all Netflix horror movies back to back, And then instead of like getting scared, he will laugh like crazy. And, like laughing at them in a way that is not only enjoying the scenes, but is also fighting fear in some ways.
अरे कट है पर पैर कहाँ रखूँ?
आपका झुमर है ना? झुमर है ना?
हाँ.
झुमर का अंडरकट है ना ऐसा?
हाँ ऐसा.
नहीं ऐसा पकड़ा पर फिर कहाँ?
अभी आपको राइट
हैंड उधर अंडरकट है.
अरे but there's no. Where should I keep my foot when I go up? One of the things that happened to me when I was a kid, I had a really bad accident when I was rappelling. I almost died on that accident. When I, was starting to think about Everest, I'm like, okay, if I have to do Everest, this fear of rappelling has to just go. I obviously signed up for a climb with Tim, and he was going to teach rappelling in some of the most dangerous terrain on the planet. As much as I, sort of went with this mindset that, hey, I want to confront my fears head on, as the day of, the rappelling practice came near, I was just getting very edgy and very nervous. Now, I was on the top of the rock face and I had to get down. I don't know what happened to me. I just panicked completely. Like Tim said, Kuntal, you are going to die. I think I calmed down after that point. And I said, let's just do what he's instructing and we'll see how it goes from there. And let's not think about anything. Let's keep everything in past as it is. Let's take it easy. Oh God. And slowly, I came down. And over the next few years, I just kept rappelling, and to a point where now I can even rappel in my sleep.
So this is Everest Coffee Cafe, and there's Starbucks, the world famous Starbucks in Nukla, out of all places in the world.
So you enjoyed the Lukla flight?
It was.
It was fun.
It was fun, yeah. He was sleeping.
For him it's fun.
How can you sleep in such a flight?
For him it is routine. So for us something different.
90 kilo.
90 kilo. How many kgs? 90?
Yeah.
Both 90 kgs.
How many pounds again for our American viewers?
This is 200 pounds.
How many kgs?
Probably 20 kgs. They are training.
Hey.
We just can't lose you.
Where's Kuntal?
In front of you.
You know, I never told you, but Kuntal, he gets really homesick. And also it's hard for him to
How's it going?
stay 2 months here in the wild.
I used to have a poster of Clint Eastwood in my office from his Unforgiven movie. One of the things I always loved about Clint is he's got a line that says, "A man's got to know his limitations." There's a scene in Unforgiven where it's one of the last gunfights, and everybody's panicked in this bar, and it's Clint against 10 guys. And he draws his gun, and he just methodically aims and shoots and aims and shoots. It's that calm in the face of chaos that you have to have, I think, to succeed through fear. Stay focused, get through it, execute your plan. If you have a good plan, you'll make your way through.
You might run into the times where you're up there and you're going to be going, I can't do it. It's so tiring, I can't do it. I said, well, can you lift your foot one more time? And if they're able to lift their foot one more time, then I can get them one more step higher.
You're fighting demons in your head, and
You gotta learn how to push and beat those guys that are telling you to go back down. I can't do it. Yes, you can. You know, just one step, and that's how you get up this thing.